Hi everybody, I'm Doc Miles of Doc Miles Photo Tours and Blue Brothers Photo Workshops. When we go out on tour, I see a lot of different tripods, and of course I see a lot of people ask me questions like, hey, I need a new tripod, what kind of tripod should I buy, how much should I spend? One of the things that I always say is, look, think about this. How expensive is your camera? How much does it mean to you? And if you lose it by dropping it on the ground, how much will you be out? How will you feel about that? So the answer is, if you spend $400 for a camera, $500, thousands of dollars for a camera and a lens, and that camera falls on the ground because you've got a cheap tripod that the wind blew over, or it broke for some reason and your camera crashes on the ground, you've lost that beautiful piece of equipment you put a lot of money into. So I'm here to help you today make a decision about what kind of tripod to get and what features to look for. So let's start with some rather inexpensive tripods comparatively, and I'll show you some of the pros and cons of each one of these and what I would recommend. First tripod I have here is a off-brand, who knows what kind it is, 6400 UT it's called, made in China. It's got this kind of support, which actually is not very great. It gives you low ground support. It's got this handle on it that controls the head and some knobs like this. It's got another handle that controls the center column. Okay, and then these legs flip out like that to extend it out. So you've got an aluminum tripod, hollow aluminum, and it sits up like that. And it's called the Platinum Plus, and it's called the Platinum Plus by Sunpack, and they make a lot of photography equipment. So, what are the advantages of this tripod? Honestly, I can't think of any. If you have even an iPhone, and those things aren't cheap anymore, something like this tripod probably will set you back $50. And about the only thing you can put on here is an inexpensive flash unit, because this isn't really stable. You get out in a gust of wind outside, it'll blow it right over. Now if you're inside, even if you're inside and you have a medium-sized camera, let's say you have a Canon 50D or something, 60D, then it's going to be not as stable as if you had a decent tripod. So this model, I say, is a no-go. And it's just got too many levers and all kinds of things on it. You want something that's compact. If you're going to travel, you don't want to have to lug this thing around and then have to put it together every time you go to shoot and take it apart when you go in the car. And I'm doing it pretty quickly, but it's got too many variables to it. I would use this indoors. I'd put a flash on it maybe. I wouldn't even put a decent light on it. Let's just say I wouldn't even use it. I came by this tripod by lost and found somewhere, and I just keep it around in case I need to stabilize a flash unit. So the first one, no go. Make sure you get a good quality tripod to start with. That's not even good for a beginner because it's awkward, it's bulky. The next one that I have is it's called Mi Photo. Now these Mi Photos, they cost about $200 for this model. This is the Mi Photo Road Trip. And these are fantastic tripods for the money. These are aluminum, they're hollow core tube, but they have some features that some of the pro tripods have. And the pro tripods, the ones that work the best, have the Arca Swiss clamp. This Arca Swiss clamp is universal, and it holds the camera, and the plates you buy for your cameras all fit on this Arca Swiss clamp. And so the other feature that it has a tension knob, which means you can dial in the amount of tension that this ball head rotates around. So you can see the ball head rotates so you can level your camera up or change your composition, and it's controlled by this knob right here. how much tension that knob has is controlled by this little knob here. So you might want to have less tension or more tension. And then this is the rotating knob. So you've got it all set up and you want to do maybe a pano, or you want to rotate the composition just a little bit. And it also has a center column. That center column raises it up to a different height. All of these features on this tripod are what's called twist block, which means that they're quarter twists. 1/4 twist extends the tripod, 1/4 twist tightens the tripod legs. You don't have any levers to deal with, and some people like levers. I just find them a little awkward because they catch on things in the back of the car, or they catch on things you can't certainly carry them in a backpack. They'll catch on twigs and leaves. This one gets up pretty high. I mean, I'm about 5'9", so this little guy, he gets up pretty good. And then, of course, you can adjust it up and down. This is called a MeFoto, M-E-F-O-T-O, and they are distributed by an American company who provides excellent customer service. I don't get paid by them. I don't work for them. I just actually use a lot of these for my clients because they're compact and they fold up really nicely. Another great feature about these tripods is one of the legs unscrews. It tells you which one here. And it becomes a monopod. It screws right into the bottom here, and you can use it as a monopod. A lot of places don't allow tripods. So places that don't allow tripods, but they will allow monopods, for example, the Conservatory of Flowers here in Golden Gate Park in San Francisco. They don't allow tripods, but they will let you in with a monopod. You can have one leg sticking down out of the center, put your camera on it, get it as stable as you can, but it's indoors so you don't have to worry about too much wind. And look how this thing folds up. I mean, it's just brilliant. It folds up into a nice compact size, and it goes in a case that they supply with you. And it also has a plate that you can screw on the bottom of your camera that matches this Arca Swiss design. So that's the MeFoto Road Tripper. They make a MeFoto Backpacker, which is a little bit smaller, and I find this great. It'll support a lot of heavy-duty cameras, and by the way, this will support everything except a camera with a super long lens on it. This will support a professional-grade camera quite well, and it'll stand up good in the weather. It's not windproof, but it won't fly over like the one I showed you just before. So this one is the MeFoto Backpacker, and then this one I have a little different head. I put on a professional head, a Really Right Stuff head. I took the head off that came with. Same thing, it's got the twist locks, opens up, just doesn't come up as high. It comes up about 5 feet. And it's great because it's super light and it folds right up nice and neat. It too comes with a nice little case that you can throw over your shoulder. And put this tripod right in here, and you travel with it, and it keeps it from getting dirty and nasty, and it works pretty well. So MeFoto, good brand. So I've got about 4 of these that I use for my clients, and I do provide tripods for my clients, so I carry 4 of these MeFoto tripods. If you're just backpacking and you've got an iPhone or you've got a point and shoot camera, if there's anybody left out there with a point and shoot camera, or your cell phone, this is called a MeFoto Air, and they have a whole brand of MeFoto Airs. Opens up the same way, has the same head, but you can see that the head on this one is really small. So it's not designed for a pro camera. This is the plate, and that's the head. You can see it there. Same thing though, Swiss Arca has the same adjustable ball head. This thing works pretty good. It gets up about this high, and it works like hiking sticks. In other words, it works on twisting and pulling back. It doesn't have the locking twist, so it opens up like this, and then you twist the whole thing, and there you go, it's stable. And these all fold up really nice and tight. This not only comes with a carrying case, comes with this nice little plate, it comes with a cell phone holder, and it comes with a Bluetooth trigger, so you can trigger your cell phone photos while they're on the tripod. remember, having a tripod for any camera, whether it's an iPhone or it's a professional grade camera, you're going to get sharper, clearer pictures. And you're not going to wear your arm out holding out selfies. So that's the Mi Photo Air, the Mi Photo Air backpack, and they also have another line of Mi Photos. And by the way, material-wise, this is hollow core aluminum. If you want to go upgrade and get a lighter tripod, Mi Photo also makes a tremendous carbon fiber one that's a lot lighter, a lot more durable, absorbs a lot more vibration. The next one I'll show you, this one is a Gitzo Traveler. By the way, this tripod costs about $100, $110. This one was $200, and where's the little Traveler there, the backpacker that I had, that one costs about $120. This is a Gitzo Traveler. Now, on tripods that I use, I put these foam core pipe insulation around them for a couple of reasons. One, this is carbon fiber, even aluminum. If you don't want to be carrying that around with your bare hands on a cold day, even if you have thin gloves on, the cold conducted through these would be terrible if you're walking a long way and you want to hang on to your tripod. These get cold. One of the features of Mi Photo is that they come with one of the legs already has a foam built in. So when I get these other tripods, I always put some foam core on there. Another reason is if you're carrying the tripod on your shoulder for some reason, and the bigger ones we do, this protects your shoulder so it doesn't grind down into your, I have bony shoulders, so that's a problem for me. This one is carbon fiber, and it has a center column as well. Same thing, quarter twist. Notice how easy these things come apart, and I'm just quarter twisting them locked. Just like that, I loosen them all up, pull it out, quarter twist, put them back. And by the way, these have different levels of where they can flatten out, so they can get pretty low. You can get down very low with this. You can get as low as you can with the center column. Of course, if you want to get really low, it'll get that far off the ground. The Mi Photo is the same thing. Anything with a center column, you're restricted to how long the center column is and how much you're going to be on the ground. And as I said, I have what's known as a Really Right Stuff head on this. This was a Gitzo tripod. Gitzo had, for a long time, made the best tripods in the world, or Arca Swiss, Gitzo, and a few other brands. Really Right Stuff has kind of beat them out of the marketplace, but they're great tripods. They're second place now, but I have no problem. I have two Gitzo tripods. I've had them for a long time. This one is a carbon fiber Gitzo Traveler with 5 sections to the leg. You can get 4-section legs. 5-section legs get you a little bit taller. They get you a little bit more adjustment. And then, of course, the center column. And it also has, this Really Right Stuff has the rotation and the ball head. Doesn't have a tension knob because this is probably the lightest, second lightest head they make. This is the BH35 from Really Right Stuff. And they are American made, based out of Utah. So that is the Gitzo Traveler. Price on this number, I hope you're sitting down, this one's about $800. And the head is about $150 to $200. On this tripod, it's probably $200, $250. So all up, you got maybe $900 wrapped up in a tripod. Here's the thing: you got an expensive camera, you've got an expensive lens. This tripod is not going to go anywhere. It's easy to carry, fits in a suitcase. It'll hold up under anything, except gale force winds. And then what are you doing out in gale force winds anyway? You need a bigger tripod. But this will hold up. This is a great travel tripod. Spend the money. You've got so much invested in your camera. You invested anywhere up to a couple $1,000s in your equipment. Why go cheap on a tripod and have that equipment break? Speaking of, this is a Manfrotto aluminum tripod, and you're probably asking yourself, where's the rest of it? I had a client with this, and he had a $3,300 Canon 5D Mark III on it. You know where this is going. and he had a lens probably worth a couple $1,000. And he had this tripod down at the beach, and there's still some sand in it. And he put it over his shoulder. He was walking along, and all of a sudden the tripod got a lot lighter. It snapped right off here. And the camera fell in the wet sand, the lens and the camera. The tripod was useless. So I gave him another tripod to use for the rest of his trip. A lot of people buy Manfrotto because they're reasonable. They're accessible. They sell them all over the world. It's a big company. They're distributors. They don't make tripods. They distribute Gitzo. So the Gitzo company distributes their tripods through Manfrotto. So Manfrotto is known for its photography equipment, but it's a distributor. It's not a manufacturer. So this could have been made anywhere. It was made in Italy. Pretty good. Most Gitzos are made in Italy, but it didn't hold up. While I have this, I want to talk about these flip-lock legs. You can see how much fun this is to hold up. Probably because there's a lot of sand in it, but anyway. There you go. There is sand in here. These flip-lock legs, a lot of people like them. They think they're great. I have a problem with the fact that they catch on things. I mean, even closed or even partially open, they'll catch on stuff in the back of a car. And maybe you pull it out of a car, you might just pull your backpack along with it and everything's on the ground. So am I recommending Manfrotto? Buyer beware. Okay? That's all I can say about that. So we've talked about a lot of different tripods. We talked about carbon fiber, hollow core aluminum, pluses, minuses. Now I want to talk about a professional tripod. And this one is from Really Right Stuff. This is a Really Right Stuff tripod. It goes up to 7 feet high. I'm not going to go that high with it. In fact, I'm not even going to go all the way. It has no center column. And you're probably saying to yourself, why no center column? Well, that's pretty simple, because the center column is one column that raises your camera up, and it's on that one column, so it's less stable. I'm not going to say it's wiggling around, but it's less stable. And you know, if you want to spend the money, the center columns, they help, but you can certainly adjust the legs, especially on a 7-foot high tripod like this. You can adjust the legs to get the reach you need from a center column. This also has the option to change out the feet. This is a kind of going around rock feet. It's a rubber stubby end feet. They have spiked feet if you're on some unstable ground. That was too high. But this is the Really Right Stuff. This weighs next to nothing. If I took this head off and handed you this tripod, you'd go, wow, that is really light, because it's carbon fiber. And yet look at the size of it. And I also have another head on here. This disconnecting head is an option. It's great. I have 2 of these tripods. I may want to take the head off with the camera on it and put it on another tripod for time lapse or something like that. Also great for if you're traveling. You just put this head in your suitcase, put this in another suitcase, and you're not carrying the weight. The heads are very heavy, but once you hold one of these heads in your hand and feel the workmanship in a Really Right Stuff tripod head, I mean, you'll wonder why you didn't spend the money before. Now, the features of this: it has levels. It has levels all over it, so you can do panos. The option that I have has a center column, that little adjustment for micro adjustments. So let's say you get everything all set up, you got your ball head locked down, everything's locked down, you want to just tweak it a little bit. It's got this ability to do that. There's a nice little hook to hang a bag there if you want to put your bag up off the ground or give it some more weight. I put these on there because carrying this over my shoulder gets a little tedious after a while. These come in beautiful cases with straps, and they're really a great tripod. This is probably all the options you could get with a ball head from Really Right Stuff, except for a gimbal or something like that. I got this tripod completely decked out with all the options that I felt I needed for what I do, and it was about $2,200. And like I said, I love these ball heads so much that I got another one because I shoot with 2 cameras a lot. Anyway, that's the top of the line, and you don't have to go top of the line. You can go. Really Right Stuff makes travel tripods. They make tripods, a whole different range of tripods, all super good quality, all carbon fiber, and none of them are cheap. But again, with the Gitzo and the Really Right Stuff, spend the money, protect your camera. It's a good investment, and you have these for years and years and years. Unlike camera bodies that go out of style and the megapixels are too small in 5 years, you say, wow, I only have 12 megapixels. Now I can get 45 megapixels. Tripods never change. These things will last for years. So if you net out the investment over the period of time, this tripod will last you 15, 20 years perhaps, without any radical design coming out to make it even better. This tripod will last a long time. This tripod, I've had this tripod, this Traveler, for about 8 years now, and the head I've had for about 3 or 4 years. I've had this tripod 3 or 4 years, and I haven't had a camera that long since I have been in the digital photography business. So, what other things can you get? Well, the wonderful folks at Me Photo also make a little thing called the Me Photo Sidekick. And look at that. It's got a Arca Swiss plate, so even on the smallest of tripods, you can put that on there, and you can put your iPhone on here and do videos or whatever. And it articulates. It's really cool. It's really tightens down on the phone, and it gets it's got full articulation, so you can do horizontal and vertical shots. It's also got places where you can screw it to the top of your camera if you want to. These are wonderful. They're great. And I use these with the Me Photo tripods and with the little Backpack Air just to do some selfies and shoot, a group shot with a Bluetooth remote. But these are $50, and they come in all different colors too. They're wonderful. The only other thing I'd like to talk about is this this tripod, the Gitzo, and the Really Right Stuff, is the fact that they're carbon fiber, and that's really light, but also carbon fiber absorbs vibration. There's a lot of vibration in the earth, especially if you get near heavy traffic. Even up in the mountains and you're out in the middle of nowhere, the earth has subtle vibration in it. You can't feel it because you're soft, and you're walking around and you absorb that vibration in your shoes and your legs, and your whole body's kind of all liquid anyway. These are solid. Your camera's sitting on solid. You don't want any vibration. So at the end of the day, you want a vibration absorbing situation. This tripod will not blow over. This tripod will not blow over. You can do chin-ups on this thing. Put 2 together and you could use it as a gym. These are the toughest tripods made, and they'll stand up to just about anything. So that's it for tripods. One thing I will tell you again, and I can't say it enough, if you have a great camera and you have a camera you really love and you put a lot of money into it and you're thinking about investing in camera systems, get a good tripod. Spend the money. One other thing I will do, and this is called an L bracket. This screws into the bottom of your camera. It's got a Swiss Arca, or Arca Swiss, whatever you want to call it, connection to it. You can put your camera on here, snap it on, and it's good to go. And if you want to do a vertical shot, you just snap it on like that. So you don't have to bend the tripod over and do this kind of thing. So that's called a L bracket. There's several manufacturers for these. The 2 best are Really Right Stuff. They're about $140, and Kirk Industries. So add a little bit of weight to your camera, but it saves a lot of time when you're trying to do vertical and horizontals. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a little bit about tripods, and I've given you enough information to make the right decision. If you have any questions, feel free to email me through the link below, my website, and I'll put the brand links to the companies for Gitzo, Really Right Stuff, Me Photo, even Manfrotto if you want to go that route, and you can make the choice to yourself. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video.